Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Today's tool review is going to be a tool from Mileseey. This is the TP2 and this is the Plus version. As you can see that checkbox there. It is a handheld wireless infrared thermal imager, so a thermal imaging camera. I'm going to start out by saying I'm going to mark it paid promotion because they did send me this for free. I did not buy this, but they're not paying me to make this video in any way. And then if you go buy something from them directly, I don't make any money. It's not a commission-based thing or anything like that. Basically, they asked me if they could send me this, give them my honest feedback. I'm doing that in this video and also allowing you to see that same feedback as well in case this is something you might be looking into. And again, you might notice that the lighting will be different in this video. I've kind of turned off a few of my lights, so hopefully I don't get as much glare on the screen because this is a product that I'm going to have to show you a phone screen in order to make it work. And to get started, I guess we need to talk about what you get in the box, how much it costs, all those kinds of things. So if you go to Amazon right now, this is going to run you $3.99, but they also have a $120 off coupon. So you're looking at $279. Probably not a bad price point for this type of a camera, and especially one that hooks up to your phone. Even though I've always said in the previous videos, I've got one for a Kaiweets version, also for this top-down version. I've always preferred this handheld type like this that is separate from my phone. Just because I don't have my phone tied up, but the main reason is because I don't want to buy a piece of equipment, especially one that's going to cost me $200 something. And I'm going to be showing you this one on an older iPhone right there, but previously I had an iPhone 11, which took the lightning cable, and now I'm running the iPhone 15, which is what I'm filming with right now, which takes that USB-C. So if I had bought one of these to work with a lightning cable phone, and then I upgrade to a new phone, I've either got to always keep my old phone around to hook this up to, or vice versa. You know, something would have to happen to where I'd have to have something else in order to still use the tool that I bought. And again, if I spent $200 something on it, I want to be able to use it at any point in time until it fails, not my phone fails. So that's why I've never kind of went the phone route. But this one here works wirelessly. It doesn't even plug into a jack, so it doesn't matter if you've got USB-C, lightning cable, doesn't matter if you've got Android, if you've got iOS. So that's why I told them I wanted to check this one out if they send it to me. So that's why I've got this one in my hands today, because there are some advantages to having a phone version, one that works with your phone, over a handheld version. Even though I can save video and photos and things like that whenever I use one of these, it's just a whole lot easier process to transfer things like images or videos, or even you'll see some PDFs that you can make with this version here that you can send off to the customer from your phone. It's already attached to emails and all those kinds of things. So there are definitely advantages to having a phone version. I've just never went that route because I didn't want to have it tied to that certain cable that it had to work with, and this one kind of takes care of that. So again, I think that's the main selling point of this one to me. So as far as what you get in the box there, here's the box, here's the outside if you want to look at those things. It has emission rate, adjustable, infrared thermal imaging, high and low temperature tracking, temperature measurement. There's the back of the box for manufacturer and all those kinds of things if you want to check those out. Basically, inside of this box you get the user manual, and then you get this case right here. It's not a crazy hard case. It's kind of one of them medium grade. Again, as I've always called it, is a sunglass case. Inside of there you will get a USB-C cable to charge it with. You don't get the block that goes into the wall. And then you get the unit itself, and again, that's a much smaller unit. You compare that to that of the Top Dom, which is the smallest handheld version that I have. You put that side by side, that's a big difference. If you're going to keep this in a tool bag, or you're going to keep this in a tool bag, even inside the case itself, if you've got it protected, it's a much smaller package in order to store that in your vehicle or whatever it might be. So again, that's where I think this one turns out to be pretty nice. And again, it works wirelessly, so it doesn't have any kind of a cable that you would hook into your USB-C on your phones or your lightning cables or whatever it might be. It's got an app that you download off of the app stores. You open that app and then it connects wirelessly to the unit. So USB-C charging, as you can see right there, that's really the only port that you have on the outside of this. You do have some threads there to where I assume you could maybe put that on a tripod or something like that if you wanted to. But it basically works by flapping out these two wings right here. And then this bottom one, kind of like a phone attachment for your car or something like that. This one expands to where you can fit a phone up to 6 3/4 inches in length, or you could also maybe turn it another way if you want to. But even with all that, it doesn't really even have to be on your phone. You can basically attach it wirelessly to your phone, hold this one in one hand, and also use it by looking at the screen on your phone like this. So even if it doesn't fit on your phone, you can still kind of use it. It just takes two hands at that point. So I think it's a super nice option that it's wireless. Again, it can work on any phone. That's the big advantage to this one. Now let me go ahead and get it hooked onto the phone. We'll get it set up. I'll show you all the features that it has. Then I'll show it to you in use a little bit, and then we'll end with what my final thoughts are. So I'm going to turn on the unit by pressing and holding the power button right here. You will eventually see some lights come on and start scrolling. That will let you know that you've got the unit coming on. It will scroll, and then eventually all three bars will light up and let you know that it's on fully and ready to go. You'll see that right there. And again, 6 3/4 is what you have in the stretch right here. This is an older iPhone, so again, you can just put it on the bottom, stretch it up and fold it over. And again, it doesn't have to be over top of your camera lens. You're not using this camera whatsoever. So I kind of like that as well, because if I wanted to just get out of my thermal imaging and take a regular video, I can push it off to the other side. So again, this is an older iPhone. I don't even remember what number it is, but I'll show you a little clip of it on my iPhone 15 that I'm filming on right now. It fits on there just fine, even with the case. So, but again, you've got 6 3/4 inches to put it on your phone, and that's only if you want to hold it with one hand. Like I said, it would work just fine on your camera screen and just holding this like this, because it's not really connected to your phone physically. It's only connected wirelessly, but we're going to put it on there for this purpose. And again, then you'll download the Mileseey Tools app. Looks like that right there. I'm going to click on that. As it opens, you're going to see TP2 Plus. I'm going to connect to that by pressing that connect button. It's going to ask you to join the network. That's the wireless connection that you're going to be making. And again, you might want to, because the reviews, the only complaints I read about on the reviews were some of the permissions that the app asked for. Some people didn't like those. So before you purchase this, you might want to go to the App Store, download the app, and then acknowledge all the permissions. Go through and read those things if you want to and check that out. You might want to check into that before you buy it, just so you know that it's something that you're okay with. Again, I'm not going to upgrade the firmware right now. So here is the infrared screen. You can probably see my hand out there now. Lots of nice options on this. So you first have the dots up here. You've got the green, the red, and the white showing up. That's your hottest point on the screen, the center point on the screen. So if I wanted to take a temperature of something particular, and then also the green is the coldest spot on the screen, I can cycle through and turn all those on and off. Say I only want to know the coldest, or I only want to know the hottest. I can basically turn each one of those off individually. You also can get into picture mode here, which shows you this is infrared. But first, let me go to the color, because I think it's going to be better for you guys to see. So here's all the colors. So right now I am on white hot. I can also go to black hot. This one is rainbow, so you can see my hand in that. Then you go to rainbow HC, see my hand in that. Also iron. Then you also have lava. So just some different palettes, basically, in case something shows up maybe a little better. There's red and gray, I think is what that one's called there. So you can see that there. So I'm going to go back to one of these. Now we'll go back to this setting, which is the options that you have to look through your screen. So this one's 100% infrared right there. This one is called visible mode. So this is basically the same as just looking through a regular camera. So that's no different. You can see my hand there. Or you can go to picture-in-picture mode, which gives you some thermal imaging, but also shows you what's around it, so that if you need to be able to see maybe exactly what you're looking at in a certain area, if your whole screen sometimes is thermal imaging, but it's not picking up something, sometimes it's hard to tell what you're looking at. So that kind of gives you both. And then this one over here is fuse mode, which kind of overlays thermal imaging and your regular camera all at the same time. So that's all those options that you have. Again, that's the color palette. You got shutter correction there. And again, the thing that's nice about a phone, in my opinion, even though I can record videos, I can also record pictures, but it's not tied to my phone, so I've got to take that memory card out. I've got to hook up a cable with a handheld version. This one, I'm on video right now, so I can click that, and now it's taking, or I'm on camera and it's taking a picture, or I can change it to video. I can press the button. Now I'm recording a video of my hand in there as well. Then we'll pause that now. That ends that recording. So now we're going to go back to this screen, get into our file library. This is where they all go. So they don't go directly to your phone until you move them over. So if I wanted to move it to my phone now, I could click on this video. I could hit save. And again, you're going to have to allow access to the photos. Now it's going to be in my camera roll. But what's even nicer with this is you can also take, say, this picture right here. that I took earlier. I can also make some notes on it. So I'm in the note mode right now. I can take and select different parts by pressing this button up here and selecting little areas. That tells me within that area of this picture. So I didn't even plan on doing this. This is just something where, like, if you want to go back and look at something, you're making a report. The maximum temperature inside of my square is 95.5. My minimum is 90.0, so the average is 92.8. I can also make another square somewhere else if I want to. It gives you those max ranges. And then down here you have a save to PDF file. It basically gives you a small report that you can basically give to, whether it's a customer, maybe you just want to keep it for your own records. You can basically make notes and things, hit that report. And again, the beauty of a phone to me is I can now hit save. I can save it to the phone. I can also hit share there. I can share it via AirDrop. I can text it to someone, whatever it might be. Again, to me, that's the biggest bonus of having it on your phone. One is this is smaller than your handheld versions. Again, much smaller than this right here, even in the case. But the big downside to these type for me has always been having to hook it up to a phone that the charging port may become obsolete. I don't want to buy a $300 tool and then not be able to use it because I upgrade my phone. And to me, Mileseey has kind of taken care of it with this version right here. But let me go ahead and show you a couple examples. So I was looking at a job for a customer where they had some water damage in a basement office suite. You can see the carpet's wet, especially when you look in the doorway. You can see the line of wetness versus dry. So then I got out the Mileseey camera. You can see this purple color. That's the wet carpet. But if you look inside that doorway there, that purple goes a lot further back than what it looked like as far as with the eyeball. So that's going to let you know that moisture has moved farther in that room than what your eyeball can actually see. So then you get over here, just a little bit more of that as well. You can see that purple transition into the blue. Again, that's just letting you know it's getting a little bit drier as you move back into the room. And here's just some more. You can even see the footprints of people who've walked on the water and walked on the dry carpet. So I started looking at the wall, seeing if I could find a place. We found this place here, which ends up being a concrete foundation wall as we cut out the drywall. That's where the leak was originating, so they knew where to address it from the outside. And then here's just a place where I'm showing you as far as just to note temperature. I'm at a bathroom sink, watching that water go from cold to hot. You can watch that temperature go up. You'll actually physically see it, or visually see it, I guess, not physically. As that water is going to start changing from black to yellow. And again, you can see the temperature reading going up. We're going up to 99 right now. 102. 106. So again, it's basically like a temperature checker. And just to show you the accuracy, I've got my thermometer at 119. You can see the temperature is actually showing up at 117.7. So it seems to be pretty accurate as well. And I could go through a million ways, but you would know in your line of work how you would use it, whether you're an auto mechanic, whether you're an electrician, plumber, inspector, a home inspector, whatever it might be. It's all a useful tool to let you see some things that the normal eye can't see. And this is probably one of the best phone versions as far as compatibility and things. Again, I don't know anything about performance. I'm not a big, thermal imaging nerd to know what one might be versus another. But I really like, again, the fact that I can easily send things from my phone to customers, pictures, whatever it might be, or even to my own self, put it in my Dropbox, put it in my OneDrive, without having to hook it up to my computer through a cable or getting out an SD card. I like that idea of it. And again, it doesn't even have to be used on a phone. You can see here, I've got it on me right now. Maybe you can kind of see my face if I can get it into the picture there. I've got this thermal imaging camera not even on my phone right now. It's really a hands-free version that just works wirelessly with your phone. So you're just using your phone as a device to be the screen It doesn't have to be hooked onto it in any sort of way. And I think that that's a good option with this. Again, with the coupon, it's $2.79. I don't know how often that coupon's on there. I don't know what the normal price always is if there isn't a coupon, those kinds of things. But let me know in the comments below if you guys have had another version of anything similar to this that works in this way, or if you've been using this one, how well you like it. Again, it's got pretty good reviews. The only negative thing that I've seen about it are those permissions on the app, but you can check that out and see if that's something that you can live with or can't live with, and then you can make that decision. Again, before you buy it, I'd go download the app and read those things. The only other thing that I've run into is this firmware version is low, and whenever I've tried to upgrade it, it hasn't let me upgrade it. I've had to cancel that off every time. I've emailed them to ask them to see if what's going on with that, but it's just a button I have to press every time that I turn it on. That's kind of irritating, but it's not a deal breaker. It still works 100%, not a problem with that. But again, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. As always, I hope that this video was helpful in helping you decide if maybe this might be the right tool for you. But that's always the go. As always, stay safe. Have a blessed day. See you on the next video.